Adams with Keller Realty Atlanta Partners. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Buford, Georgia is a small city in the northeast suburbs of Atlanta. You've probably even heard or read that people are doing whatever it takes to get a home in Buford. Before you jump in with both feet though, there are some things you need to know. Buford City Schools is probably the #1 reason that people seek out a home in Buford City. They're constantly ranked #1 across many areas in the state and nation. Check out the video on the top 5 reasons to live in Georgia to learn more about the schools. So, you've scored a home in Buford City. You're good to go. Not so fast. Just because your address says Buford does not mean you're in the Buford City School District. To add another twist to the plot, there are also parts of Sugar Hill and Flowery Branch, which is in the next county, that are in fact in the Buford City School District. There are 2 ways to attend Buford City Schools: living inside the school district and paying tuition. We're not going to get into tuition today. Just know that it takes a lot to be accepted as a tuition student and spaces are very limited. Spoiler alert, district requires the student to live in the Buford City School District. You have to prove this every single year by providing the schools with a copy of your utility bill showing that your trash is picked up by Buford City, or a copy of your current lease, or a signed notarized lives with affidavit. Do not be surprised if the city marshal stops by to verify that the student is a full-time resident of that house. Bottom line, if living in Buford City Schools is the reason you want to live in Buford, contact the school registrar to verify that the house you're pining for is truly in district. The second thing you need to know before making Buford your home is the traffic. When you're in historic Buford, it's a quiet southern town, except for football nights aside. Go Wolves! You would have no idea that there's an entirely different world just across Buford Highway. Traffic around the Mall of Georgia, 985 and 85 can be miserable. Morning and evening rush hours are always congested. The weekends can get pretty crazy with everyone shopping or headed to a Stripers game, Topgolf, and so on. And sometimes there is traffic at the most unexpected time of day for what appears to be absolutely no reason at all. It is truly fascinating. The next thing you need to know about living in Buford is the trains. The railroad runs parallel to Main Street. Cargo trains and passenger trains come through day and night. It's one of those things that add to the small town charm of downtown Buford. I personally love the train. It reminds me of my childhood, and I get especially excited when Amtrak comes through and I can wave at the passengers. Yes, like a child. However, it can totally throw off your day if you need to cross the train tracks to get to where you're going. You need to know where the railroad crossings are and always cross the tracks the first opportunity you have. Trains can pop up out of nowhere, it seems, and they can be really, 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 really long. Do not sit and wait for a stop train to move. Sometimes a train will sit in one place all day long. You gotta find a way around. The trains can also be loud, and some conductors are extremely enthusiastic with the train horn or whistle. You know, the whoop whoop. I live a block from the train, and now we rarely even notice the train when it comes by. When you move to Georgia, everyone talks about, ooh, Hotlanta this and ooh, Hotlanta that. It doesn't matter if you're moving to Buford, Atlanta, Marietta, Alpharetta, doesn't matter. It's all about the Hotlanta. And yes, it can get really hot here and really freaking humid. But guess what? There's other weather that no one tells you about. No one talks about the rain. It can rain for days in Georgia. You know what else no one tells you about? Tornadoes. I had no idea when I moved here that there would be tornadoes. The tornadoes happen a lot less than the rain does, thankfully, and usually they are very mild, especially if you are north of Atlanta. But it is a thing and you need to be prepared. Set tornado alerts on all of your devices and have a plan with your family. Maybe shop for a house with a basement. We do not have a basement, so we cram into the only interior room of the house when the alerts go off, usually in the middle of the night and no one is getting any sleep. The hall bathroom. It's the size of a Tic Tac box and it gets real cozy, peeps. Back to the rain. When you think of rainy weather, you don't think of Georgia. Buford gets 53.6 inches of rain on average per year. There are 110 days of rain on average each year in Georgia. To compare, the city known for being really rainy, Seattle, Washington, only gets 38 inches of rain a year, which is equal to the national average. Now, Seattle does have more days of rain with an average of 150 days of rain per year. Seattle's rain is more of a sleepy drizzle. Here, it's like the floodgates have opened and there are torrential downpours that can come out of nowhere, and sometimes it is dark and rainy for days on end. Now, I'm not saying any of these 4 topics of discussion are reasons not to move to Buford, Georgia. They are things to be aware of, to prepare for, and to plan around. And if one of these is a deal breaker for you, that's 100% okay. We'll find you the right home in the right place, no matter where that is. Thank you again for hanging out with me today. If you or your loved ones are looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the North Georgia area, or if you have any questions about Buford City, please reach out to me. I'm here for you and happy to help in any way that I can.